Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Return to the planet of the apes.
Welcome to another episode of Go Ape Podcast. I'm the host with the most, Jon Randall. With me as always,
Brandon Geringer.
hello, Brandon.
You're the host with the most?
Yeah, just like Beetlejuice.
The most what?
Everything. The most everything.
You got something full of shit.
That's rude.
Yep. All right, what's going on?
Not much. We just got through Thanksgiving and Black Friday.
Yep.
We went out as predicted.
Yep. As we said we would.
It was a huge payoff for you, Black Friday night. Thursday night for Black Friday. We went out. You went to get a Xbox. And you got an Xbox.
I did not get an Xbox. They were sold out. Xbox One, that is.
Now, let's be honest. You were a little bit sabotaged. Had you known you could have been going out to get Xbox, you might have went out a little bit sooner than we did.
Probably so.
Because we didn't go out till like 10:30?
Yeah,
right?
10:30 or so. We went to Best Buy, Target, GameStop. Got some games.
You did get some games.
We went to Target. It was going for Xbox One. They were sold out. I was given the go-ahead by the wife. But all good. I would have left earlier to go look for one, but it's okay.
Right.
Because the next day...
actual Black Friday.
Yep. At night, a good friend of ours called me up to see if I wanted to go out with him back to Best Buy. So I went to Best Buy, and I jokingly said, I'm going to get a PS4, and the wife said, go ahead. So I got a PS4 with Grand Theft Auto and The Last of Us remastered.
And we've played both those games. They both installed. No problems whatsoever.
They had issues. Grand Theft Auto had issues. I don't really care for that. I think this is a step back. I think consoles have always been about, you put the disc in, you play the game. PCs have always been about putting a lot of money into the PC, got a good video card, dog barking, and then you have to install the game.
And yeah.
Which is not usually on the PC anymore, not that large still. I mean, it's big. It doesn't take that long. But this takes forever on these damn new systems. So in my opinion, it's a complete step back for consoles.
And you know what I thought about? When they had the whole fiasco about Xbox wanting you to store your games on the cloud. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Sony did their presentation at E3. And they went, you want to see how you let your friends borrow games with us? And he just passed it over to his buddy. Yeah. What they should have shown was pass over to Buddy, put in a PlayStation, sit down for an hour while the game installs.
Do something else.
Yeah, for an hour. Go watch a movie, or TV, a couple episodes of a TV show.
Yeah, and these hard drives aren't big enough. 500 gigs if you have to install
a
game.
Joke.
Yeah. If you've got to install a game that's like...
It's a trash hard drive.
It's a garbage hard drive.
Yeah.
If you've got to install a game that's 40, 50 gigs, and you've got a 500 gig hard drive, you're going to do that 10 times.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
And so that's trash. So down the road, I will be looking at upgrading my hard drive for my PS4. But it does, once it finally worked, Grand Theft Auto, I had to delete the whole save and redo it. That was better. I just think it adds some issue with the update that it does. And I think it tries to do too much with updates, and then it needs the update that they made to make it run. So if you're installing the game and they've got a an update that fixes stuff, it needs that to kind of be activated first. I don't know. It messed up. It borked. I was not pleased. But we got it up and running, and it looks great. It looks fantastic on the PS4, because we'd seen the 360 version of it.
Yep.
And I'm enjoying it. And I played some other games with it. It's been fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that Black Friday went good. We got games, movies, and what else? What else happened? What else we got?
Well, on top of games and movies, I picked up a 2 terabyte external hard drive.
Yep.
Which I've backed up all of our Go 8 podcast on.
So they're safe.
So they're safe on that hard drive.
That's good.
Backed up a bunch of stuff on my old computer that I was able to get off because the motherboard on it's dying and it sometimes doesn't even start up.
Mm-hmm.
It's
got some power supply problems.
Yeah. So I picked up, like I said, a couple games.
Yep.
I picked up 3 video games. I got Killzone Shadowfall. Haven't tried out yet. Shadow Mordor, which I've been playing the hell out of.
Which you love.
Monopoly Family Fun Pack Edition.
You are a Monopoly fan.
Yeah, I am a Monopoly fan. I love Monopoly. And it's great. I played it. Picked up some movies. Oblivion, Godzilla, Rise of the Planet of the Apes for myself finally.
That's convenient. We're Planet of the Apes fans.
It's $4 on Blu-ray. It was $4. How could I not?
Yeah.
And then I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 2 off of Amazon, along with Days of Future Past off of Amazon.
Oh, you should have told me that. I could have watched that.
So
have you got it yet?
No. I ordered both those yesterday from Amazon.
Well, I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see both of them. I've seen Amazing Spider-Man 2. I haven't seen Days of Future Past, but it was $9. You know, they were both like $9 or $10, something like that. So I grabbed them. Yes, that was pretty much our Black Friday stuff.
It was good. I didn't think I was going to get one of these new systems, but once I got the go ahead from the wife, I said, "Well, I'm not going to squander this opportunity. Yeah. I'll get me a PS4." And I'm
glad you went that route.
Yeah, I told her, I said, "Look, if I get a PS4, I'm going to get an Xbox One. I've never not had both the competitive systems. Apparently, Nintendo has got a system out there too, but let's stay serious." And so, I will get an Xbox One sometime down the road. I believe Microsoft, after the end of this push here at the end of Christmas, I believe next year they're going to come out with all new bundles, larger hard drive. I think all of them will have a terabyte.
Even 1 terabyte's not enough.
I think they'll have, that'll be a standard for them, and I think they'll do more down the road. So I'm just going to wait. I've got a system that can play next, current gen games, which is goofy to say because they're still next gen to me. But yeah, after a year, I got one, and it's been fun. So I've got a lot of games to play. And then I guess the other big thing that happened this week was there was a little trailer that comes out that we need to talk about on this podcast. There was a trailer. It was for a new movie that's coming out. It's called Star Wars Episode 7.
Okay.
The Force Awakens.
You know what the trailer didn't awaken?
What?
My interest.
Ooh, it was well played. I like that. It was quick. It was good. So yeah.
Not a good trailer.
Jonathan didn't like the trailer too much.
I had a lot of problems with the trailer.
What did you have problems with? Fascinating.
I didn't like the droid that was playing soccer.
It's a soccer droid.
He's rolling on a soccer ball. I didn't
Why
like
not? Just the design of it?
Just stupid looking. Who gives a crap?
We hate it. Stairs. Good look on stairs.
The girl that was on the...
He doesn't have a rocket pack like R2-D2 does.
I don't know what to call it. It wasn't a speeder bike, but...
You know what it was?
Her transport vehicle.
I realized what it is. It's a chocolate, like a fudge popsicle.
That's what she was riding.
She's riding on the back of a fudge popsicle.
The girl on a fudge popsicle, I had a problem with because, first of all, who would design such a thing? Now, this is set after they already had speeder bikes. So they went like this. They went, you know what?
Bigger's better.
We've had aerodynamic vehicles for quite some time now. Let's put her in a bread truck.
Yeah.
We need to take the body of a square bread truck and put it into speeder bike form.
Yeah.
Go. And then some designer went, square, seat, rockets on each side of seat, done.
Aerodynamics be damned.
I mean, so that was dumb. And then...
Well, it's got some X-Wings flying over like a lake, which I thought looked cool.
I didn't really have a problem with that little shot.
Looks cool.
I don't know how I feel about their helmets. I mean, I know they're trying to redesign them a little bit. But they weren't terrible. Okay. They weren't terrible. But the next big problem I had, which is what everybody's made fun of, is the lightsaber. It looks bad.
All right.
2 little deaky things coming off the side to make a hilt. I'm like, this is stupid. This is just more way for when you're spinning like you're Darth Maul that you're going to cut your own arm off.
Well, I personally don't like them messing with the lightsaber at all. I didn't like the 2-bladed lightsaber that Darth Maul had. Even though it looks cool and he can work with it, that's fine.
And that's what I told you. J.J. Abrams found a way to make me compliment George Lucas.
Which is rare.
Exactly. Because I was like, you found a way to make me think the double lightsaber at least looked cooler than this. Yeah. I mean, this was terrible.
Well, this is my thing. I like the lightsaber in its purest form. And I don't think it needs to really be changed at all. And so I didn't like the double lightsaber. I don't like people holding 2 lightsabers. I just think it's a greed thing. It's a greed of power type thing where I'm like, look, who do you think you are using 2 lightsabers? But whatever. They've done goofy stuff with lightsabers before, little ones, big ones, and stuff like that.
Right.
But I think my thing with this is like, they knew that it was going to stir the shit, and they wanted to try to be badasses about it. Again, J.J. Abrams was like, we'll put in the Claymore lightsaber, it'll look cool, and we'll get people talking about it, good or bad. I'm like, dude, just put out stuff. Like, keep your cards close to your hand, which he did because he didn't show any of the old characters in the trailer, and it is a teaser trailer. And so, at the end of the day, when I think about the trailer, I don't think it's a great trailer, but it is a teaser trailer, and it succeeded in the fact that it didn't give you much to work with, and I'm interested in seeing a full trailer that's going to show more stuff. So yeah, it didn't completely take me off, but I don't see the reason why to have the Claymore thing. Plus, the metal bits stick out, right? So this is the thing. I was reading, and there's obviously metal that can stop lightsabers because they can't just cut through some of those doors. So metal has to have some defense against it. So it could be that even that metal can deflect some, because it's sticking out. Your lightsaber comes down, which that's another thing too. Lightsabers, when they hit, they don't slide like a sword does.
You don't need a hilt on a lightsaber.
You don't need one, but I guess they're trying to do this thing about protecting. But if they wanted to protect the guy's hand...
Dude, I don't even honestly think it's that. I think it's just...
to be cool.
They're trying to make something that looks cool and different, and they failed. Because I laughed. I had a good laugh at it when I saw it. I just busted out laughing.
Well, if the scene just would have had that guy or that girl, whoever it is, hopping down off that little ledge there into the snow, and then just doing a normal lightsaber, it would have been fine. And we would have just think, okay, there's a new Sith, because it's a red lightsaber. There's a new badass guy, person. And that'd have been it. And we'd have just been like, cool. But now you've put something in there instantly to, once again, divide fans. And it's like, just kind of wait. And that's not how you do a tease. You don't want to do a tease that has any type of negativity possibly with it, even if you think it's badass. That's my opinion.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. If Luke doesn't have his lightsaber that looks the exact same way it did in Return of the Jedi, I'm going to have serious problems with that.
He might have a glaive from Kroll lightsaber.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't change that.
No.
Because exactly. When a Jedi builds their lightsaber, they build their one that they have for life. So if they try to make his lightsaber look any different than the looked in Return of the Jedi, it's going to be a big problem. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I don't understand? Why don't they just take a blaster and make it shoot out the light from a lightsaber? So it just goes through stuff. Like, it doesn't just hit and kind of blow up and shoot people. Like, it goes through and continue. I guess that's pretty dangerous. You got a lightsaber coming at you.
Yeah, I mean, when's it going to stop?
I don't know.
You fire it once and it goes all the way around the world. Eventually it comes back and hits you in the back.
Well, you probably moved by then.
Yeah, but it could hit somebody else. You're walking around.
That's true.
A couple days later, you're driving down the road in an intersection. You're dodging a lightsaber blast.
I give the trailer a solid C- is what I give it. I give it a C-.
You're talking about a Star Wars movie.
I know.
C-.
It's a C- because it's lukewarm. It's lukewarm. Like, to me, the Claymore is what gives it the minus. Like I said, they don't need to do that. And it did what a teaser trailer is supposed to do. It's not a full-blown teaser. I mean, look what we got. The shots were like nothing shots. Oh, you did get to see the Millennium Falcon or Falcon, whatever you want to pronounce it, however you want to pronounce it, if you are Empire Strikes Back, which is constantly called Falcon for some reason. There's no such word. But that was cool, kind of a cool shot. Then it showed no space scenes, which was kind of odd to do. No space.
Well, it's Land Wars. The new movies. It's Land Wars, The Force Awakens.
Wasn't there Land Wars in Princess Bride? You don't?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so what else we got? That's Star Wars.
Fuck you, Star Wars.
Yeah,
that's my review.
The Midichlorians Awaken.
My review of it is
ball sack.
An H-. It's below an F.
Whoa,
yeah.
That's really bad.
I don't really care.
No, an H- would have been like nothing but Jar Jar Binks on the screen. Like
jump roping.
Yeah, jump
double
roping.
Dutch.
Yeah, and buffalo stance, high fiving people.
Yeah.
Skateboarding.
I just don't care, to be honest with you. I just don't care. All right, so moving on.
What else?
I had a big night Sunday night during wrestling. I didn't even talk to you about this yet. Sunday night was Survivor Series.
Okay.
So that was their pay-per-view.
I'm switching my head over to trying to understand.
You're trying to care.
Well, no, I care. I care. We talked about this. I care. I just have to all of a sudden try to understand now.
For wrestling,
out of my realm.
For wrestling fans, Sunday night, the last big thing that could ever happened.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay. You sure about that? The last big thing that could ever happen could happen?
To have this kind of effect.
What if like the zombie of Andre the Giant showed up?
well, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, it could be bigger.
Okay, so I'll back off that.
Plus, I believe one of the Hart Boys can always make a reappearance.
So this is going to contain spoilers. So if you don't like wrestling, you just skip like 5 minutes ahead.
It'll certainly be fine.
But by now you should have seen it. It's a week later. Yeah. Okay, it's 1 week.
I do know. I think what you're talking about, but let's hear what you're talking about.
So had the main event. It was great. At the end of the main event, Sting came out
because Triple H was there, right?
Yeah,
I did see the clip of this.
So Sting,
and he's never been on WWE.
Never.
See, I know some of my information. I did some splunking.
I mean, you got to set me. He's been around since
1942.
No, I mean like the 80s. I mean, he's probably before that. I mean, maybe, but in the time when WCW was coming up, like when I was a kid, like watching WCW, like he was one of the people you watched for, you know? And when, in like 2003, I think it was, when WWF bought WCW, they were like, he was one of the people that didn't come over. He was like, well, I'm not gonna
I retire.
And pretty much, he left, and then for a little while he's wrestled in TNA. He did some stuff with them, and his contract ran up.
Is that tits and ass wrestling? Is that what that stands for?
I don't really know what it stands
for. Nitro?
I'm not a big TNA fan. But anyhow, he came over finally. Like, and you knew it happened. The first time I knew that he had signed with the WWE was when the Ultimate Warrior passed away back in March.
Right.
They did a 1 hour special kind of retrospective of the Ultimate Warrior.
That's cool.
And Steve Borden talked on it, who is the guy that is Sting.
Okay.
And the moment I saw him in that documentary, everybody knew in the wrestling world, like, he had signed with WWE.
Okay.
So it was just a matter of time.
When?
And then, yeah, exactly. And then, a few months back, they did the teaser for 2K15, which was the Sting thing. You got the pre-order, you got Sting and all that. So finally, anyways, he comes out for wrestling. It was fucking great. I don't know, he's 55 years old. I don't know how much more he'll wrestle.
Right.
He'll probably do something. They'll build up to something for WrestleMania this year. I think everybody hopes that he'll wrestle The Undertaker. And if he doesn't wrestle The Undertaker, they basically planted the seed for him to wrestle Triple H. Okay. Is what they did with Survivor Series. I
heard they changed his intro music.
They did. And I didn't have a problem with it. I liked the new music. It sounded fine.
Okay.
But it was just awesome, man. I mean, I can only imagine what my face looked like in that moment.
Jeez.
Because I was just like, the second I heard the crow, like at the start.
So you didn't know at all that he was coming at all?
No, I did not. No.
You didn't have a clue that it was good.
No. I didn't expect him to probably show up on something till like Royal Rumble in January. Like I figured maybe they would bring him out then. I didn't expect him yet. So. Yeah, it blew my mind.
You were like all giddy?
And it was just like everybody in that place. I mean, that place exploded with like just everybody going insane the second Sting came out. Because like I said, he's the last wrestler from WCW that didn't come over.
That's
like
cool.
Everybody else had. Like Ric Flair, immediately came over. The Steiners came over. Goldberg came over. Like everybody that was huge in WCW had already come over. Sting was the last one.
Did Andy Kaufman come over?
Nobody knows where he is. Okay. So it was just one of those things. I don't know. We don't have to waste any time on it. It was just huge for me. Cool. It was very exciting.
Well, they've done some big things. I will say that they've done some big things with WWE. Story wise. Which I think is neat. They've made some big monumental things, and it's got such a legacy now that you can have these big moments, which is cool.
And he belongs in the Hall of Fame, the Wrestling Hall of Fame, which is owned by WWE. So unless he ever wrestled with them, he was never going to be in it. He deserves to be in it. And even if he only ever has one match, say at WrestleMania, and he never wrestles again, that's enough for him to be in there because he was a WWE employee. So maybe it was just very cool to see.
Well, maybe somebody is listening to this. They work with WWE, and they're going to work on maybe getting a zombie Andre the Giant.
Zombie Andre the Giant.
That would be
something to think
cool.
about.
Yeah, they do like a Weekend Bernie's thing, like hydraulics and pulleys and stuff. Red Pirate Roberts.
You're gonna need some thick strings to.
Yeah. Anybody want a peanut?
All right, well, I had something today, a little challenge for you, Brandon.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I didn't tell you about this.
I
wanted it to be off the cuff.
I'm going to squirt the musk of fear here.
I want you to rate, okay, your top 5 movie primates. I say primates because it can be anything. It can be monkey, ape, gorilla, anything you want, chimpanzee.
Okay.
So top 5 movie primates.
All right.
You go.
Top 5?
Yeah, you want more? You want to do top 10?
Oh, God, that's a lot.
Top 5 is pretty good. I got some good. And it doesn't have to be that they're great in terms of the person who, like, say if it's somebody like that played Dr. Zaius. It doesn't have to be based on their performance. It could be because this is very comedic. It could be because this is a joke. It could be terrible robotic Amy from Congo. I mean, it could be anything you want. So
that'll never be that. That's
so your top 5.
I guess I guess should I go the highest, the lowest? That's going to be tough to do. I haven't really thought about this. Well, I mean, I guess I'll say them and then I guess I'll put them in place. Okay. I enjoy, of course, Lancelot Lynx, the chimp, and that TV show came on in the 70s. People don't know who that is. Very funny. As I love whenever they give chimps human voices and they move their mouths, and it's very, very fucking hilarious. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's hilarious, especially when orangutans do it.
Okay.
So Lancelot Lynx is on there. Of course, I mean, I've got to say Cornelius. Or, I mean, can I just... See, that's the thing. Galen is pretty cool. I guess... I would almost have to say that Major... I keep on saying Major Zero. Jesus. That Dr. Zero is probably one of them. I mean, she's just so big in it, you know. So Dr. Zero, Lancelot Lynx, and then we're going to go... I guess I'll go Caesar from the new one. He's got to be in the top 5. You know, just his character's really cool.
Okay.
Aboro, of course. He might be my number 1.
You're really focusing mostly on Planet of the Apes stuff. I mean, there's so many out there.
Well, what am I missing?
Well, I mean, like, I would put Boone the Baboon on there.
Boone the Baboon, but he's not an ape.
I said primate. I said primates, though.
But I thought he's a monkey.
That's a primate still.
Are they?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so I'm glad you say that.
That's why I said. That's why I said top 5 primates.
Well, while we're having this discussion, I would like to let you know that I did investigate the whole: do apes have opposable thumbs? And all apes have opposable thumbs.
Bullshit. I don't buy it.
Fire up your Wikipedia and check it out, dude.
Nah, I don't buy that. Wikipedia can be altered by anybody. I could go in there right now and change it.
Go look. There's other sources. All apes have opposable thumbs.
We'll get back into that discussion in a little while.
Well, it's on... There's not much of a discussion to be had, but all good. You can look it up right now as I speak. I mean, I guess there's like... the orangutan from Any Which Way But Loose is pretty good.
Okay.
What am I missing here? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, Warren the Ape.
Warren the Ape's a good one.
He's in my top 5. Warren the Ape, he was on Greg the Bunny show on Fox, and he had his own show on MTV, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. Me and Jonathan both enjoyed it very much. So yeah, that would be my 5, and I think my top 1 is I'm gonna have to say my top ape is oh man, this is difficult, dude. I don't know my top. I'll get back. What's yours?
All right, well,
I got my 5.
I'm putting Boone the Baboon in there.
He's not an ape, I don't think. But
Again, not top 5 apes. Top 5 primates.
let's see what a primate is.
Okay.
All right.
So, I'm putting Boone the Baboon in there.
Okay.
Because, I mean,
funny.
Any baboon that's going to give you the bird, like give you, you know...
Yeah, the arm up.
The double up yours,
Yeah.
the arm up, you know, to give you the double up yours is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He's from a movie called, it was Operation of the Black Eagle?
Yeah, something like that.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It was pretty good.
It was on Netflix, yeah, we watched it. If it's still out there, which I don't think it's still on there, but if it is, you people need to check it out. It is
it's not
incredible. Incredible how funny it is. We might be able to find that on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to have to put Ed on there.
Oh, wow. It's one that you like?
I'm just saying, like, ludicrous. Like, just ludicrously bad.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to put Godzilla. I'm going to put King Kong in there. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, he's King Kong.
You're right. Baboons are primates.
I'm going to put Marcel from Friends on there.
Wow.
And then my number 1 favorite primate in any ape-related thing is got to be Amy from Congo. Very realistic.
She's terrible.
She can speak sign language, okay, dude?
Okay.
She could paint. She could finger paint. She called gorillas ugly, bad gorilla, ugly,
Amy.
Ugly gorillas, go away.
Amy.
So there you go.
All right. So is that your favorite one, Amy? What's your favorite ape? I mean, which one of the primate is?
You know, I'm gonna go King Kong. He's the best ever.
Okay, that's understandable.
King Kong's the best. I mean, he fucking wrestled dinosaurs.
Yeah.
He kicked T-Rex's asses. I mean,
He's pretty cool.
yeah.
Is that the Peter Lucas one or?
You know, I like the original. I like the original, but I like Peter Lucas's as well. I didn't hate that movie. Okay. So, you know, that movie had some very good fight scenes in it with King Kong. So,
okay,
there you go.
That sounds good.
Primates, people. Feel free to send us your favorite primate.
Yeah, I would like to know which one's your favorite.
Tweet it to us, email it to us, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter to us.
If it swings from trees and eats bananas, I guess, right?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of swings from trees, what about the monkeys in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Those are terrible monkeys. Those are horrible monkeys. Absolutely atrocious.
What about all the Spawn monkeys at the end of Spawn?
Those are demons, but we call them Spawn monkeys, which is pretty good. Okay, so right here, there are 4 degrees of thumb movements determined by the degree of independence of the thumb. This is not Wikipedia. This is primates.com.
Okay.
Non-opposable thumbs. It has examples of some monkeys I've never heard their names of. Pseudo-opposable thumbs are all prosimians, not sure what that means, opposable thumbs, examples, old world monkeys, great apes, humans. Opposable, comparatively long thumbs is something called a Hylopatidae, blah. So, I mean, right there it says, opposable thumbs, examples, old world monkeys, great apes, humans.
What is a great ape and an old world monkey? Explain that to me.
All right, I'll have to do some more work.
Yeah, because right now you haven't sold me on your.
Well, I mean, I can look at everything. Primates, the opposable thumb. I mean, there's site after site, hundreds, millions of websites devoted to question this answer. Of these, many animals, primates, and others also have. Oh, here we go. Many animals, primates, and others also have some kind of opposable thumbs. Orangutans, gorillas, chimpanzees, lesser apes have opposable thumbs on all four hands. The koala has opposable thumbs. A possum has opposable thumbs. Giant pandas, raccoons. It says a common mammal with thumbs, which are not opposable. Raccoons.
Well, you heard it here first. Only humans have opposable thumbs.
Son of a bitch.
So that's where we're at on this.
All right. Well, here's the evidence. You hate science, much like Urko did in this new episode of Planet of the Apes TV show
called The Cure.
It's called The Cure,
and we knew the second it had medicine involved,
that Urko was going
to hate it.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to.
And he's going to try to destroy it.
Yeah. So let's get to it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, so this episode is called The Cure. It's episode 12 of Planet of the Apes TV show. And it starts out with this human village. And there's a man. He's walking by a stagnant stream or like pool or something.
Yep.
And he's got some wood and he collapses. I'm KO. And it shows it's just like these little like black dots. And some crude form of visual effects. We'll say that.
It's supposed to be mosquitoes.
And you can hear them. You can hear kind of like the buzzing of flies or something like that.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Well,
but
you're
okay.
a little dumb. And guess what our boys have been doing? Staying with random humans.
What do you know?
What do you know? Alan wants to leave, and he wants to leave because there is a blonde girl who is the daughter of this human who they've been staying with, and she knows that they're from another world, that they're from another time.
Yep.
She comes running up, and she pretty much tells him that, that I know where you guys come from, but he wants to leave. And so they leave, and it quickly goes back to the dad, and he's laying down on a cot. He's not feeling very well. All right, she's trying to take care of him. He's sick. All right. So it switches over to some gorillas playing a game of what I call rock toss, where they just got like a big rock and see who can throw it further. They even got like measuring things, I guess, to see who threw it longer. Like there's a human that's like placing the measuring things where they landed it to, and one of them says, "Hey, Urko shows up, and they're like, he's made aware that the humans have what's called sleeping sickness." All right. So Galen and the boys are camping, and Galen is like really pissed at Alan.
Well, he's mad, but you don't know why.
You don't really mad. Yeah, they have to kind of pull it from him. Then why is he mad at Galen?
And Galen basically says, time and time again, you've cautioned us to keep secret who we are.
Yeah.
And he's like, when I left with you guys, I put myself at risk as much as you guys are at risk. Mm-hmm. I'm probably ape non grata, number one to Urko.
Urko's list.
Urko's FBI hit list. He's like,
NSA hit list.
And he's like, and here you are telling just random strangers that you're from another planet. You're putting us all in danger by doing that stuff. Because it's like, we're basically waiting for the other shoe to drop and for them to turn us in,
Yeah.
So that's why he's upset.
And Alan says, well, I just wanted her to understand why he couldn't stay by telling her the truth. He wanted to tell her the truth. This is why I can't stay with you. You've fallen in love with me, which is understandable. I think that's the thing about this episode. This is another very strong Alan episode. And it shows how great of a man this guy is. This woman falls in love with him. It's very understandable. Okay? So, we have a...
Was she blind?
No, she's just...
Okay.
She's not blind.
It's not fully explained, but continue.
Well, it shows in a flashback, and it kind of does that like wavy woo woo woo, like a flashback of her telling Alan that she's in love with him. And I've got written here, Amy says she's in love with Alan. Of course, he's dreamy. He's a dreamy guy. She wants to go with him, which I'm like, if she wants to go with you, just let her go. What type of life she have living here on this farm like this? Have some life of adventure. Sure, she might take a gorilla's bullet in the back, but
Highly likely.
But she'll probably want to smooch on him and see he's married. And she knows he has to tell her that he's got a family on his other world. Which she doesn't believe that he's from. She believes he's making it all up. That he's got this other family on this other world in another time. So she would probably want to fool around with him. And Alan is still delusional about the fact that he thinks he's going to go back in time.
He's going to get back to his wife.
Yeah, go back to in time. I guess he's going to kill his own self when he goes back in time. And if his I guess he'll do it right after he left and show back up where he doesn't exist. But and he tells him he's got a family, and it switches back to Amy and her dad. I got written here. Amy's father is garbage, as he's pretty much completely laid out. Once again, he's got a bad sickness. I mean, he's really up the creek, looking rough. Switch over to the Ape Council, something we have not seen in a very long time, by the way. It's the Ape Council with the orangutans, Dr. Zayas, Urko's there. And one of the orangutans has got a book, and it tells of a human plague that killed several hundred humans before, long ago. And they've realized that this town, the town of Tryon, has got this plague or some sort of disease. So one council member is like, we need to burn this town down. Of course, Urko is very much for that, right?
Yep.
This medical dude stands up. His name's Zoran, I guess, and he wants to quarantine the town. So now you have this butting of heads between Urko, who just wants to destroy everything, and Zoran, who wants to try to help it because he's their medical dude. And, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, good, we're going to let you try what you want to do. They take a vote. We're going to let this guy do what he wants to do with quarantining it, all right? So pretty much they find out from this a human guy, I don't know what the guy was doing. He runs up to the boys. Did you see what they were doing?
Well, he had been working in a coal mine because they said that he was the guy who gets coal. Yeah, and he was all dirty. And they said, oh, you're from the village, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, the village is quarantined now. And they're like, why are you out? He's like, well, I wasn't there when I got quarantined.
They won't let me back in.
He's like, they won't let me back in. Yeah, everybody's getting sick. And he's like, some people have died. And then, of course, Alan.
Good guy that he is.
Heartstrings being pulled.
Yep.
Or penis strings. He quickly was like, do you know any of the names of the people who have died or who have gotten sick?
Yeah.
We need to, I need to know. And of course, instantly, Peter and Galen, excuse me 1 second. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Just had to put my dogs up. Where was I? Oh yeah, Peter was basically like, we know why you want to go back. We know what you're thinking. And, They finally were like, well, I guess we got to go back.
Well, he pretty much says that he wonders if maybe it was something they did.
That they caused, yeah.
Maybe
it's a virus they brought.
I don't know.
Space virus.
Space virus, I guess, yeah. And Galen's like, look, he doesn't want to go back. Peter's against it. Galen says, I don't want to risk my life for a girl that's in love with Alan.
Just fair.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, it's fair emotion between the two. I mean, hey, let's go into this plague quarantine city, town. No, thank you. I'm going to pass. So they head back to the town, and they find, I guess he's just been sitting there the whole time, that dude in that cesspool, that stagnant water.
Yeah, since the opening of the show, he's still laying almost face down in this pool.
Taking a nap, I guess. They find the man in the pool, stagnant water, with the mosquitoes. And they're like, oh, they pretty much figured it out. They go stagnant water, mosquitoes.
Malaria.
Well, they come across a dude at the town. He's all busted up. Sick dude, look real pale, and they're like, Alan looks into his eyes, and Peter's like, it's malaria, and they're both like, yeah, we got malaria on our hands here, which of course they can tackle. It's Peter and Alan. Let's get serious.
The initial way they want to tackle it is, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I believe that's Peter. They're like, let's get the hell out of this town.
Well, Amy runs up, and she's like, my father's dead. So that's unfortunate. He looked pretty rough. He was probably one of the first people to get it. And Alan pretty much, he's like, okay, everybody. He kind of, gets all the town to come to him as he's yelling at him. He's like, what we need to do is we need to start setting fires to fight against these mosquitoes. So he's trying to rally the troops pretty much to help this brawl. And again, this is a huge Alan episode. And Zoran is there, and he's listening, watching, and he's like, silence! Right in the middle of Alan talking. And he takes over, and he's like, no, this is what we're going to do. The exact, super wrong thing to do. I'm going to pour gasoline on a fire is what he does.
Yeah.
He's like, what we're going to do is we're going to dig a pit, fill it with water, and I'll add medical stuff to it. I'll add medicines to it. And you will submerge yourself.
Naked.
And there'll be no physical contact. Now, what do you think he means about physical contact?
Don't be fucking in our pool of medicine.
In the pool. Well, that would neutralize it, wouldn't it? You can do all your screwing in the pool of medicine.
Well, because apes are convinced that humans only get diseases because of touching, bodily transfer, bodily fluid transfer,
sword fighting, and the like. And they also believe that this is a human disease.
Only afflicts humans.
Correct. So Alan has tried to explain to him and Peter about malaria. They're like, whoa, this, we've got malaria here. Of course, Zorn's not buying it. And he's not buying it about these two humans because Galen's kind of like, you need to listen to these two. They're smarter than average. They know what they're talking about. They've seen this plague type thing before, and they can help. And what they did to get into town, they snuck by the guard, okay? Because the guard wasn't going to let them into the town. Well, the guard shows up and he's like, "Hey, I want to shoot those guys." Proceed.
Zorn's like, as you wish.
As you wish. Go right ahead and shoot them. Kill them with your weapon. And he's about to shoot them, and all of a sudden he goes, "Eek!" And he falls off his horse, passes out. He's got malaria. They rush over to help him. He's got a bit of a Jimmy leg. He's got a little bit of he's shaken and not stirred. And that was stupid. I apologize. He dies like instantly.
Instantly.
I mean, he got 1 minute he's on a horse ready to shoot some dudes. Next thing you know, he's shaking a little bit.
Shake, dead.
Talk about a ramp up. These other people have been sitting in this place, sweating it out, So I was like, whoa, this guy really ate it. So now they realize it's not just apes. I mean, it's not just humans. It's apes as well that's got malaria.
Fast-acting malaria.
It switches over, so you can see that Urko is now watching over the village from a camp. And they've got the councils there. Some of the councilmen. I don't think that's all of them. Doesn't look like it. Zorn's there as well. And, of course, Urko, once again, I want the place burned.
Yep, he's barking out orders.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys look over here, you guys look over here. Watch those roads. Anybody comes out of that town, murder them.
Yeah,
I want them dead.
I want them dead. We're going to burn this place. Zaius is there. I've got written here with some more bigwigs, and including Zorn. They all are arguing what to do. Zorn explains about malaria, and he pretty much explains how it works, where it's from, the mosquitoes, the bites of mosquitoes.
And how's that received?
They ridicule him and laugh at him cruelly, which is quite funny.
Urko and curly-haired orangutan have a good laugh at him.
I'm like, look, this is your top medical dude. He's there at the council. You've wanted him to go and do this. He tells you what it is, and you laugh at him?
He's already given it a name. The humans have given it a name.
Yeah. But he takes credit for the boy's knowledge, pretty much, because he was,
right,
foo-fooing it off, and now he's taking credit for him.
Well, and, he said, had he told them that he got it from humans,
sure,
he'd had his ass kicked.
Yeah, they'd have laughed at him. And Urko says, "I will not bow down to a mosquito," which is a funny line, I believe, in the thing. Zaius is like, hold on now. We can experiment with these humans.
He's like, that happened in the past. This isn't the first time this has ever happened.
Let's experiment with them, okay, and see what let's play this out. There's a makeshift hospital where they've got a bunch of the sick there together. People are taking care of them. Peter and Alan and them, and humans, they're making masks and gloves to help, with what they're going to do, to help this mosquito problem. Zorn comes up and he tells them, like you were saying, look, I told them about it. I took the credit because they would have asked questions about who you were. Who are these humans that you got this information for? Do they need their asses kicked? Are they possibly astronauts?
Astronauts.
Yes, exactly. And do they need to be murdered because of this? So Alan tells them about a tree bark that can be made into a powder, and that there was a forest past the stagnant area nearby town where he saw some of these trees. So again, super observant Alan. He witnessed the trees, and then later on, malaria, connects it back to the trees that he saw. And he pretty much takes these humans, a group of humans, are like, we've got to drain this stagnant pond. We got to get rid of this water. All right?
They're all decked out.
Yeah, they're all decked up in masks and in gloves, cloth, really. I mean, I don't know how much protection that would do. And while they're doing that, Urko shows up. And of course the boys are in masks, so they're hiding from Urko. And it switches, and he's kind of doing his little muscle business with them, and they kind of fend him off. And it switches back to Amy. She's helping some people, and all of a sudden you see her kind of swoon. Amy's got malaria as well now, so she's sick.
That's a shame.
The boys go down a hill. They find the trees, and and Alan's like, pull off as much bark as you can. We got to try this. And they take it back to town, and again he tells all the people, hey, we got to grind all this bark into powder. So the people, they start, starting to make it into powder. And I got here, Amy is busted up with malaria. She's really sweating it out. Really kind of crazy with this malaria. People start drinking the powder mixture, and Amy is absolutely delirious from her fever. Mm-hmm. And who's listening to her rambling talk?
Zoran.
And what did she say?
He's a man from another planet.
Another world and another time. And Zoran's like, oh yeah?
Tell me more.
Do tell. He tries to get a little bit more information out of her.
Thanks a lot, Alan, with your big mouth.
Well, you hear all of a sudden a gorilla, hey, Zoran, an ape called Kava, K-A-V-A, is sick. And so he gets on his horse and starts hightailing it back towards the camp. Urko meets him halfway. And, I don't think he wasn't on horseback, was he? He was on foot, running up the hill. Because he received something in the face. Urko gives him a present. Because he's like, because they see Kava's down on the ground. He's kind of like on the road. Mm-hmm. And he stops to help him. And he's got the stuff in his hand. Urko shows up on horse, and then he gives Zoran a present.
Yep. It's pretty much his love of science. Mm-hmm. And he gives him the present of a kick to the face.
Yes, he gives him pain.
Take that for trying to use your science to heal my men.
Right? He quickly gives him a quick kick to the face.
Not the G.I. Joe, man. Quick kick.
Jesus. And so at the council, Zoran says, look, I've got this stuff. It's going to work. Urko's like, look, there's no time. I got Urko hates science written here, as we all know. They make a vote. It comes down to Zayas. And he's like, look, Zoran, you got until noon tomorrow. Urko's like, you guys are all fools. You're who I fear because he pretty much is like, look, because of your inactivity and because of your choices, you're going to doom us all. He's always he's a cut or dry type guy, cutting, clear cut type of guy, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So Alan's kind of perplexed because the treatment isn't acting as fast as it should. And Zoran and Alan kind of discuss it a little bit more, and you think that there's something they're not doing is why it happens, but not really sure. Zoran again tries to get some more information out of Amy as she starts to spill the beans a little bit more in her deliriousness. Luckily, Galen shows up, interrupts them, and says, he tries to, like he often does, she's delirious from fever, she's got such an imagination, poor girl. Again, trying to defuse the situation, which is what one of Galen's many, many talents, right? So Alan outside sees that there's a gorilla with the shakes. And come to find out, this is that gorilla, Kava.
Yep.
This is at nighttime, because Alan's kind of, he's been working obviously all day. He sees this gorilla. He goes and helps him, lets him drink from the powdered medicine. There's another gorilla who doesn't even see what's going on, but he just takes some shots over in that direction.
Well, he heard noise.
Yeah,
he heard noise.
Yeah, because Kava started coughing from the medicine, and he takes some shots. I mean, that could have been anything. That could have been a guy just...
Could have been Kava's melon that he split open.
Yeah, and I'll just shoot at whatever, I see.
And then Urko shows up. What's going on here?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I heard some noise over there by Kava. And he instantly just shot it.
Yeah.
I just heard some noise. So Urko goes over to investigate what happened. Mm-hmm. Kava's laying there on the ground, still shaking, still got the shakes. But he finds something on the ground that was left behind in Alan's quick escape.
Yeah. The medicine. The medicine.
So Urko looks at it. He's like, did you drink this? Who gave you this? Was it Zoran? He's trying to get an answer out of him. Can't get an answer out of him. He's asking him again, did you drink this? And he's like, yes. So all of a sudden, Urko marches back over to that guard. He's like, you idiot. Backhand.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like, completely obliterates this guy in the face. He's like, somebody, came over and gave him this medicine. If he dies, he's like, not only is he going to die, you're going to die. And didn't he hit him again? He hit him twice.
He throws the medicine at
him. Oh, that's right. He throws the medicine at him, and you just see it all splash in his face.
Which is funny because it's like, this medicine is going to kill us. I'm like, what? Where are you getting this from, dude? But this is what it's all about. Urko wants this to happen because he'll get more power. Mm-hmm. That's what Zoran pretty much says. Like, he wants this to fail so he'll have more power.
Yep.
So he doesn't want Kava to have any of this medicine if it works or not. And he wants the guy doomed, pretty much.
Yeah, he doesn't care about Kava or any of the other gorillas.
Nope.
He only cares about, like you said, being more in power.
So it's morning time now, and you can hear that the gorillas are coming. And now you have kind of like a 3-way attack thing going on. You've got Urko versus Zoran. Zayas is there too. So you've got gorillas on one side, Zayas and his council member type guys with him, and you got Zoran there. Everybody's kind of there, and Kava runs up. He's doing much better, and they're all discussing the situation about what they want to do. It's not time yet. It's not noon yet. They still got some time. And Zoran pretty much tells Zayas that Urko wouldn't let him help Kava, because he doesn't like you. He wants to take over you. You Zayas. So again, you have this ongoing conflicting thing between Zayas and Urko that's drummed up every once in a while. He tells them that he's better, Kava does, and Zayas is pretty much like, Urko, you need to withdraw while you still have men to command. He's like, look, you're about to be stripped of your rank and tossed out, and then all of a sudden it kind of flips back and everybody's doing better. Everybody's sitting up.
Yeah, all the people come walking out of their huts.
Yeah, they're doing good.
And Urko's like, this is a trick. It's not real.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Zayas is like, maybe you're speaking too soon. And then Kava comes walking up.
Yeah, and he's better.
And he's better too.
So yeah, everything's good. So Zoran, he says, look, I want to talk to you boys outside. And he says, look, you can't leave. I've got to tell Zayas and the others who you are, which is just a weird scene. And you're outnumbered.
Yeah, and then Peter's like, no, you don't have to do that. Everything's okay. Everybody's getting better. You got the cure. He's like, everything will be fine. You don't need us to stay.
He's like, well, I'm loyal to Zayas, and you're wanted fugitives. And they're like, look, how are you going to explain how they are so smart and that their victory is really theirs and not yours? Like, think about yourself. And Galen's like, look, Zayas would believe me because they're not going to believe you. You're humans. And Galen's like, well, they'll believe me. I'm an ape. And he's like, fine, you can go. And I'm like, who's this guy think he is? All three of these guys right now could just pummel your face into mush. You know what I mean? Or get like a stab or something. Like, you guys, it's just a weird scene where I'm like, you got some balls here, dude. Especially Alan's gun sitting there in front of you. And Peter's kicking abilities. Obviously, he's kind of like a grasshopper. And Galen's like, I won't leave without Alan and Peter, which is a cool scene because obviously Galen in the beginning of the episode had some issue, with how Alan was kind of running stuff. He tells them, look, leave after dark. And he pretty much says that once they say, look, if you don't let us go or, you give us any grief here, we're going to tell Urko that you were counseled by humans. Every action you did was underneath the counsel of humans. How's that going to look to Urko? So that kind of sways him. He's like, leave after dark.
Yeah, he's like, second thought, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Amy and Alan have a little chat. She's in that 70s glow of the light behind her.
Shining through her golden hair.
Yeah, throwing her hair. And Amy's kind of like, someday I'll have a family. I'll tell my children about the man from another world that they should grow up to be like, which is understandable. He's awesome. He gives her a smooch right on the lips.
Very tiny peck.
Little pooch. Yeah, a little kiss.
Little pooch.
A little pooch. And he's got no pooch. He's all muscle. Zoran watches them go in the night, and he waves goodbye.
That's the end.
That's the end of The Cure. What is your view of The Cure?
Okay episode. Not one of my favorites.
Not your top 5?
No.
No, it's not.
Top 5's getting crowded, and it doesn't ever...
I do like the episode. I think it's an okay episode.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad episode. It's not a bad episode. It's just not one of my favorites.
Right.
It's okay.
It's not in the top 5.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say it's a bad episode whatsoever.
A little more action.
It doesn't have as much action. It does have a lot of Jackson, though. Action, Jackson. See what I just did right there? I'm stupid is what I am. I'm an idiot. I do like a lot of the Alan that's in it. But I think he should have brought the girl along. That would have been... It made sense. I mean, why not? So that's The Cure. It's an okay episode. It's an alright episode. Not in the top 5. Not one that I would skip. Like if there's a TV show where you're like, oh, Dixon Hill episode, skip. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do that.
You won't watch any of those on Star Trek?
No. I won't
you don't watch any Dixon Hills?
No, I won't watch any of that. It's garbage. The next episode we have is called The Liberator, and we only have 2 episodes to go on the Planet of the Apes TV show.
Okay.
The Liberator is I think it's a good episode. I need to see it again, and we'll have that. And I'm thinking, guys, this will be it for the TV show in 2 weeks.
Yep.
I've got a baby coming in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I'll be able to, maybe I'll still be able to get away to help.
I'll never see you again.
No, you will. Planet of the Apes. So we can continue this, and we're going to start with a cartoon. So we got a little bit more dog bargain for some reason.
All right, we're back yet again.
Yes.
Our dogs have been silenced, not permanently, but we're getting close.
A lot of editing going on for this one, testing out your skills.
Ugh, aggravation is all it is.
Your full cell skills.
Don't bring that up.
Oh,
we don't talk about that on here.
I thought we already mentioned that in an episode.
No. We said if people like it, then great. If not,
I guess you have to edit out that.
yeah, I didn't want to. Thanks.
Who
It's
cares?
More edits.
You have no connection anymore to that place.
No, it's been a decade.
So yeah, that's
A
it.
decade.
It's a long time, dude. Time's flying by, man.
Yeah.
So that's that episode, The Cure, and I'm looking forward to the next one. And then we got one more TV show. The cartoon is going to be after that,
And then we're done.
And then what do you want to do the next podcast on? Let's go ahead and talk about that. I don't really have anything on the back end, so let's just say this. What are we doing on time?
No, we're about 50 minutes in.
Yeah, we'll just talk about this. What do you want to do next? Like, what are we going to do?
Just whatever. Like,
what's the next podcast going to be?
it's
You tell me.
podcast.
You tell me what the next podcast is going to be.
gonna be
What do
the-
you think we should do?
It's going to be a podcast where you don't cut me off. I hate you.
Sure you do.
I don't know. We'll see what it
You're
is.
just going to do nerd stuff.
You realize this is our 20th episode of
20.
Go 8 podcast?
I thought it was 21st episode because we got
Well, if you count the episode 0, but this is our 20th one focusing on Planet of the Apes.
pretty good. And we did focus a little bit on the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. It was 0. 21. This is 21 Skunk right here is what this one is.
That's what we play.
So yeah, 20 episodes. I'm very happy with it. We've stuck by it. We didn't let it fall to the wayside. I'm certain many podcasts kind of fall to the wayside. People have high hopes, much like the Pink Floyd song, and then it just kind of, runs its course a little bit, and people stop doing it.
Right.
No dedication, but we're dedicated.
Just some of the podcasts I listen to, Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, does 2 a week. 2 every week.
He's got nothing else to do.
Yeah, it's true. He's
other
he's
than work
retired
out.
and rich.
Oh, he is retired now?
Yeah, he doesn't wrestle anymore. He hasn't wrestled in years.
I thought he'll show back up.
Well, he can't really wrestle anymore because of his neck, because he almost broke his neck a couple times. So that's why he.
Oh, I thought that was
basically
in the
retired.
storyline.
No, that was real. So that's why he can't wrestle anymore. So, but yeah, he does 2 a week.
Do you think he's rich?
Well,
Yeah, I think
I can't speak to that exactly. I can tell you that he is the highest all-time merchandise wrestler.
Sure, I can see that.
Like they've never sold. Even think about Hulk Hogan's been around for 30 years, 40 years, right? Stone Cold Steve Austin has outsold him in merchandise in basically in that 8-year span where he was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Okay.
He's just.
Wow.
Nobody's ever sold more merchandise.
He's the man, I guess.
So yeah, he gets a royalty check every 3 months for merchandise.
Yeah, he's
they
got nothing
sell.
else to do.
Yeah, he's got plenty of money.
He's probably eating lots of lobsters and stuff and going on vacations.
Lobsters. He hunts a lot.
Probably.
That's what he does.
He's just going on vacation. He's resting. He's probably doing some 4-wheel drive, 4-wheeling.
He is apparently in Texas. He has a 2,500 acre ranch. 2,500 acres.
And he's probably doing maybe some bullfighting or something. I don't know. But he's probably super rich, as we know. Super rich. I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars, but probably many.
No, I think he's probably worth $50 million.
You think so? Not more than that?
45-50 million. I looked up on Celebrity Net Worth one time. I think he's like 45 or 50 million.
That's cool that he's doing the podcast. And like I said, I'm glad that we've done it, and we've done a lot of episodes, and we're going to have, I think at the end of this, we're going to have about 34, 35 episodes.
Yeah, probably.
Of the Go8
About towards the
podcast.
end.
You know what really irks me about the podcast, though, and I don't know why this has happened?
Let's hear it.
You can't, if you type in, Planet of the Apes podcast, you cannot find Go8 podcast. It's really aggravating.
On iTunes, you mean?
No, just in Google. If you go Google and type in Planet of the Apes podcast, you will not. We do not show up on the first page. And if you ask me, that's a straight up crime. I don't know how we do that.
Have you? Do we show up on any page?
Well, if you type in Go8 podcast, if you type in Go Ape, so that's vexing. If you ask me, we're going to need to do a petition drive or something. I don't know exactly how you get that done.
Well, I just literally typed in Planet of the Ape podcast. We're the second thing.
I don't know how you. Maybe it's changed since last I looked. Well,
Podcast of the Apes is at the top. That's the one where they play the old radio shows,
okay.
Right?
No, I thought those were the other guys that were doing their thing. Podcast of the Apes?
I thought Podcast of the Apes was the one
guys.
where they do the thing. Okay,
That's
so
those
it's
guys. Yep.
So we're right underneath that. Go8 podcast.
Okay,
iTunes,
that's weird.
Apple.
Last time I tried, it didn't do it. So maybe it's just bored.
Maybe, yeah. Try it on your iPad real quick.
Yeah, I'll
maybe it brings it up because I do so much as Go Ape Podcast on this computer.
True. You said Planet of the Apes.
I typed in Planet of the Ape Podcast. Not apes. I typed in Planet of the Ape Podcast.
Well, that's a mistake. There's more than one. All right, and I've hit the button here, and it's doing its little thing, and I see it as not there.
Really?
Yep. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's goofy. But, I mean, maybe somebody else is seeing it on their end, you know? We did see it. One more last thing. We did see Jurassic Park trailer, Jurassic World. And that was a thumbs down from you, too, right? Jurassic World?
It was a thumbs down for you?
Yeah.
I didn't hate anything in it, really.
Well, I don't hate it. I just think that... I don't.
I'll tell you this.
I don't think the story's that great.
I'm cooler with...
Star-Lord's
Raptor running crew with
cool.
him on motorcycle than I am with the lightsaber in that movie.
Yeah, the thing about my beef with the Jurassic World is that, you know, I guess my thing is, like, I just don't get off where they're all of a sudden like we're gonna make a hybrid dinosaur. We're gonna put two dinosaurs together and make our own dinosaur. I don't see why. What's the point of doing that in the story sense? Other than kind of like Jeff Goldblum said, you know, you never thought whether or not you should do it. You only thought about whether or not you could. And then, in essence, I'm hoping it's not going to be like this, but I can almost kind of see the way the movie is going to go, where it's like it's going to become into a one monster movie. Like, I'm hoping all the dinosaurs don't become second fiddle, and then it's all about this hybrid dinosaur. And in essence, you get a movie like Mimic or... God, there's so many other movies that have had like just a single monster. The Host. I mean, the names go. It goes on and on. But I guess at the end, it's going to be like, but can this thing take on a T-Rex with raptor buddies and Star-Lord? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's just like, well, aren't the dinosaurs as dangerous as normal? And I guess they don't want to rehash the same story from the first Jurassic Park, but they do call it Jurassic World. I understand that the park's now called Jurassic World. So, I don't know. I don't need another Jurassic Park movie. I didn't need the two sequels. I enjoyed the first one the way it was. Plus, all that science is complete hokum anyhow, as DNA only lasts like 500 years. So, whatever. It still looks cool. I mean, it's got better special effects, obviously, than we saw back in the day. But, yeah, so it's been kind of some trailer action going on. And I guess that's all we got. You got a song for...
I haven't really picked a song yet.
And you can find me at Savage GM on Twitter, Jonathan at Abe Randall on Twitter, and then Go Ape Podcast on Twitter. And 5-star reviews, tell your friends, have Go Ape parties, dress up as your favorite Brandon or Jonathan Randall.
Yeah. And new this week only, give us a 5-star review. Get a Skype call from Christopher Walken.
Ooh.
Audio only.
Thanks a lot.
Audio only, no video. Skype call from Christopher Walken.
He's pretty busy.
He's very busy.
Also get hundreds of those.
We'll take him.
Yeah, you'll get a personalized...
personalized message from Christopher Walken.
3-second communique from Christopher Walken. Hello.
Disconnects.
Yeah,
right after that.
All right, so yeah, we got a song. There it is. Oh man, that's a good song you picked, dude.
Well,
that's a big
working
change.
hard on this one.
I like it, dude. It's pretty good. It's good. Groove into it a little bit.
All right.
And that was that's Planet of the Apes. That's Go Ape Podcast. And Go Ape, Jonathan, please.
Go Ape.
Please Go Ape.